Hello guys, and welcome back to Epic Mentorship. In today's video I want to share with you about 20 tips and tricks on how to use Windows 11. Just for our information, Windows 11 has just been officially released by Microsoft on the 5th of October this month, and there are lots of changes added to Windows 10. So it's very easy, and it's going to be very useful to pay attention to most of the key tips and tricks that I will share in this video. So the first tip is how to pin and unpin applications to the start menu. So the start menu, as we can see, it has been changed to look quite different from the way we have Windows 10. Now when you click, you have the start menu coming up like this, and you can pin and unpin items or applications directly by coming here and searching for them. Maybe let's say Nitro PDF, and directly we can right click on it and say pin to start menu, and say pin to start menu. Once we click on this, it's going to be pinned, and when we come over to the start menu again, we can see it pinned to the start menu. And the same way, if you want to unpin it, you can just right click on it. You can just right click and say unpin to start menu, and it's going to be unpinned directly. The second tip is the dictation and punctuation tool. Okay, so to get to the dictation and punctuation tool in Windows 11, all you need to do is to Windows key plus H. It's going to start it, and once you click on this mic icon, it's going to start recording. So let's say we want to record on a notepad. Okay, so let's say we have a notepad and we want to dictate to this notepad. So let's say we click on the Windows key plus H, and it's going to pop up this. Okay, so to start recording, we just click on this mic icon, Windows icon plus H. Welcome to Epic Mentorship. Please remember to subscribe. You see, in this case, it's just writing without the punctuation. Welcome to Epic Mentorship, but it's not putting the punctuation correctly. So to get the punctuation right, we have to come to the settings bar here, and we say auto punctuation. We enable the auto punctuation. So we enable auto punctuation. Okay, so we record again. Welcome to Epic Mentorship. Please remember to subscribe. And you can see the punctuation is done correctly, so we can just stop. Welcome to Epic Mentorship. Please remember to subscribe. Full stop. So the punctuation is put correctly. So this is an added advantage to Windows 11. So the third tip is on the sound controls. On Windows 11, a lot of things have been changed. When you look at the sound menu, the sound, the networking, as well as the battery options have been put in one place. So when you click on them, you're going to see a bunch of things. For example, the network option, you can check here to see the networks that you can connect to easily. And you have the Bluetooth and airplane mode over here, and then you have all these jump packed in one place. So you have the lighting mode as well as the sound system. Okay, so when you click on this small arrow to the right, you can see the available devices that you can play through. You can play through your computer, maybe the output, or you can play through the Rode NT USB or the Crisp speaker, or any one of them. Alternatively, if you want to deal with sound, you can always come over here and right click, and you go to open volume mixer. When you come to open volume mixer, you can increase or decrease the volume. You can change the output device from here, and you can change the input device as well. If you are using a different input device, you can always change it from here, and you can play around with these different kind of apps. Okay, the next tip is the snap layout. On Windows 10, usually when you come over to the top right here, you can see the minimize or the maximize icon or the close icon. In Windows 11, this had been upgraded. When you come to the maximize icon, you can see the snap layout. Okay, you can have you can have it twice, or you can have it much bigger, or you can have it 3 or 4 sides arranged like this. So you can have all your opened items arranged. So for example, I want to have, once I click here, this folder becomes the first, and then we can have one at the top, and then we can have this one at the bottom, and we can all work simultaneously accordingly. And when you come to the edge like this, you can resize them, and you can resize upwards as well. So So this is a very new feature that had been assigned to Windows 11 for users to enjoy. So you can just Windows Snap Layout. It's a very fantastic tool you can use. The next tip is the taskbar alignment. Usually before on Windows 10, you can see the taskbar is arranged to the bottom right, but in Windows 11 it is now at the center. You can see now it is centralized, but then you can align it to look like Windows 10 if you want. All you need to do is to come over to the start menu here and come to systems and to come to settings, and then you can come to personalize, and then you come all the way down to taskbar. You can come down to taskbar behavior. Okay, you can check taskbar alignment, and you can see now currently it's set to center, and you can just click and it will align to the left, but I think I prefer it to the center. And you can enable the automatically hide the taskbar from here. Once you click on it, it's going to be activated, so it's going to be automatic. Whenever you hover over it, it's going to come up, and then once you are out, it's going to hide itself. So you can automatically put it to the center, and maybe I prefer to see it, and then you can close. The next tip is, if you noticed on Windows 10, there are a lot of notifications that comes up, a lot of pop-ups that comes up while you are working. It's a very new feature that it's up to notify you, but sometimes it can get distracting. So to be safer and to enjoy your work, you need to disable a lot of notifications. So to disable notifications, you can come all the way down here and just right click. You can see the notification bar. Just left click, and then you can right click to show the notification settings. And over here you may decide to turn off everything, but I think sometimes you may have one or two notifications that can be very useful to you, so it's better to enable it on. But then you can check around and see notifications from which apps that you don't want, and you can disable them accordingly. And you can come down over here and even disable some suggestions that it may come up while you are working. Can be destructive as well, so you can disable accordingly the ones that you don't want to disturb you, and you can have them disabled directly. So you just select the ones that you want. The next tip is the block pop-up option and tracking. You can usually on the default browser on Windows 11 is the Edge. So when you come over to Edge, there are lots of tracking and pop-ups there are a lot of privacy settings that you need to put up, so that you can disable tracking and some pop-ups also while you are browsing. So you can come over to the three dots here. When you open your Edge browser, you come over to the three dots here and come straight down to settings, and you come all the way to privacy, search and services. Right now it's set to balance. You can come to strict to enable the strict blocking, so that a lot of things you're tracking, what you're doing, cannot be tracked. And in cases when you have specific websites when you follow, you can easily add them as an exception to the blockage. At this strict, it's set to, there are a lot of blockings that can happen on your system. You can add exceptions in cases when you have websites that you don't want to be blocked. You can add them here. The next tip is the right click option. If you notice on Windows 11, a lot has changed. When you right click on any folder or any file or any document, you will see that the looks of the right click is different. Now we have the cut, the copy, as well as the rename option and delete arranged at the top here. Okay, so you have to just take note of this. Unlike before, when you have to right click and just copy, this is a different thing. Once you are looking for cut, copy, as well as rename, you find them up all at the top here. So this is just for your information. The next tip is the widgets. Windows 11 brought in the new feature called widget, which you can find here. Once you click, you can see a number of things that you can find. These are Premier League, this is weather condition, these are suggestions for you, these are photos, and you can disable or enable all of them. You can just right click and you can put it small or large. Right now it's set to medium. You can remove this widget, and you can always search for more widgets, or you can add a widget into the list. So you can just click and you can select any kind of widget you want, and you can just add, or you can remove accordingly. So widget is a very useful feature that you can put to notify you of happenings around you, what is happening currently around you. The next tip is the touch keyboard. You can enable the touch keyboard on Windows 11. Right now, when you have the touch screen, very easy to have the touch keyboard enabled in Windows 11. So all you need to do is to come over to the Windows bar here and come to the start menu, the settings, come to settings, and then come all the way to personalization, and you come all the way to taskbar, and you can see touch keyboard here. Once you enable it, it's going to come up here, and whenever you click, you can type easily on it. The next feature that looks new in Windows 11 is the search bar. Once you click on it, you should have the look like this, and you should be able to search for anything that you're looking for. For example, Nitro PDF, and you should be able to search like this very easily. You can search for any of your document within your computer. So for example, I can say video scribe, and you can see it's showing directly all from this search. The next is, unlike before, now Windows 11 has introduced the autocorrect. As you are typing, you can be able to do autocorrect. When you have misspelled words, they can enable it you can easily correct it for you. So to get to that, all you need to do is to come over to the start menu and come to systems, come to time and language, and you can see typing. Okay, so you can see the autocorrect misspelled words, so you have to enable it over here. So whenever you misspell a word, it's going to correct it for you automatically. The next is how we can personalize the start menu. Currently we can see the look of the start menu, but we can personalize it and put in other settings or folders over here. To personalize the start menu, you can come over all the way to settings, you come to personalize, you come to start menu, and you can come to folders here. As you come to folders, you can see a lot of things. You can enable documents to show there, and you can select, maybe you want settings to show, or you want to see pictures, or you want videos. All this will show in the start menu. So once you close this and you come to the start menu again, you will see all of them here arranged here, so you can see them accordingly. This is your document. Once you click, it will take you to your document directly. And if you want to remove them also, you can do the same. You can come to the start menu and just still go back to personalization, and then you come to start menu, and you can come to folders, and you can enable or off all of them, disable them. The next feature that we talk about is the multiple desktops. Now Windows 11 has brought in the multiple desktop icon. You can see it over here. So this is desktop 1. You can add another desktop, so whatever you have on desktop 1 remain on desktop 1. You can add another desktop. Maybe you can be on desktop 2, and maybe we want to open only this Google Chrome, and we can open something like video scribe, and we have another file. Maybe you open the H. When you come to the first taskbar, you can see all these items are open currently. The second taskbar, this is what we have. We have H, we have our video scribe, and we have our Google Chrome. And you can add another one. Subsequently, you can add, and you are on the third desktop right now, desktop number 3, and you can open this folder. For example, you can open this Nitro PDF also, for example. And once we are here, we should be able to see we are on desktop 3, and we should be able to see what is open on desktop 3. On desktop 3, you have these two items open, and desktop 2, you have these 3 items, and desktop 1. Additionally, you can rename each of the desktop. You can just click on it, and you can be able to rename it. Desk M, and you can rename it easily. You can rename the desktops easily. You can rename also the first desktop, and the idea is when you close the first desktop, all the items that you have on the on the third desktop is going to move to the second desktop. So let's say we close this one, all the items are going to be moved here, and when you close on this also, all the items are going to come over to the first desktop, so you have everything on the first desktop. The next tip is on how to hide the desktop icons. So you can hide all your desktop icons by just right clicking and coming to view, and then you can come all the way down to, now it is showing show desktop icons. Once you click on it, it's going to unshow, or it's going to hide all the desktop icons. To show the desktop icon, you come to view again, you come all the way down to here and say show desktop icons. So this is a very fantastic feature that you can always use. The next tip is Windows V. Windows V enables you to paste more than one content, to do one copy of multiple items and then paste them accordingly. So for example, when we have an item opened here, for example, we copy this item, we copy this, and then we copy this text again, we'll copy this last line, and we want to paste it on a different sheet. So let's say we open a new document and we want to paste each and every one of them. So all we need to do is to do Command V on Mac, or hit the Windows icon V on Windows. So once you hit Command V, it's going to show you the history of the copy history. So you can paste this first one, and then you can come down and you can do Command V again, and you can paste the second one, and you can come down and do Command V again, and you can paste this last one, for example, accordingly. So if you are not able to use Command V or the Windows V, so you can enable it on Windows 11. All you need to do is to come over to the start menu here, and you come to settings, stay on systems, and you can come to multitasking, and you can come to clipboard. So you click on clipboard and you enable clipboard history. So you enable this, and then you can be able to do Windows V, and to enable you to paste multiple items that you have copied previously. So if you can't see it, you come to clipboard history and you enable this, and you should be able to have it. The next feature is the Windows terminal that is recently introduced on Windows 11. So once you click on Windows terminal, you can just type Windows terminal, and you can see it's similar to the command prompt. You can see it's just like the command prompt, but only that now it has multiple features. You can open multiple tabs, and you can run different kind of controls on the different tabs accordingly, just like you do on command prompt. Previously you have to use it on only one tab. Now you can do multiple tabs, which means you can run series of commands on different tabs. The next thing is the open emoji. If you are writing your text, you should be able to access the emoji by just clicking on the Windows icon and the dot or full stop icon. You can click on Windows and full stop, and you can access different kind of emojis you can attach to your document as you are writing. You can access different types, you can check different kind of emoji, and you can add them to your write-up on Windows 11 just by clicking on Windows plus the full stop. Okay, so you can see a lot of them, series of emojis that you can add to your document. The next tip is the check to minimize control. So whenever you have multiple items open on your Windows, maybe let's say these three, and you want to minimize the other ones and keep one at the top, so all you need to do is to hold it at the top here and just shake, and it will minimize all the other items. You shake back again, it's going to bring them back. You shake again, it's going to minimize all of them. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is my top 20 tips and tricks for Windows 11. I hope you find it useful. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and remember to always hit the like and subscribe button to stay connected to this channel for more of our very useful videos. I will see you in my next video. Bye.